Welcome to the Autosparkle Show. We're about to take you on a journey ride as we talk about the most interesting things in the world of cars, aircrafts, and boats. Fasten your seatbelt and get ready as we go on this cruise.
Five common problems that can prevent your car from starting. Your car won't start. The inconvenience and mental torture that comes from the fact that your car won't start is enough to put you in a state of anxiety and unease for the rest of the day. It can be very worrying and inconveniencing, to say the least. To get your car to perform optimally, it needs the right amount of fuel, airflow, electricity supply, and some specialized system. An imbalance among any of these, or absence of any, might prevent the car from starting up. But what could actually prevent your car from starting? Listen to these. The first one is the faulty battery. Batteries are the power center of the car. The ignition is powered by the battery, which in turn rotates the engine, and then the engine begins to fire up its cylinders to produce power. Now, when the battery fails, it can no longer power up the starter, which kickstarts the engine, thereby preventing the engine from starting. A number of reasons can render the battery incapable of starting up the car, which could include oxidation on the terminals, loosely fitting battery terminals, battery out of charge, and so on. According to statistics, about 55% of cases associated with a car not starting is somehow related to the battery. The second one is the faulty alternator. The alternator in a car works by using the rotation produced by the combustion of fuel in the engine through the serpentine belt to recharge the battery constantly once the car is in motion. This process prevents the battery from running out and makes it prepared for the next time you need to start your car. When the alternator becomes faulty, it is no longer able to charge up the battery, which in turn would not be able to power the car on. Alternator problems, according to research, accounts for 2% of non-starting cases. The third problem could be electrical issues. Cars are more electrical than mechanical these days. Electrical issues can play a huge role in preventing a car from starting up, as many processes in a car today are controlled by electrical systems. A lot of electrical processes can prevent your car from starting up. Problems with the brain box, fuse box, and others can prevent the car from starting up also. And the fourth one is the faulty ignition switch. The ignition switch is that compartment where you insert your key fob to start up the car, or in newer car models, the button you push to start the car. It is also called the starter switch, and as the name suggests, it starts up the car by activating the electrical system of the car. When the switch goes bad, it can be identified by a number of signs, which includes the absence of the usual sound it makes while trying to start up, or the dashboard flickering lights, your key won't turn, and principally the car won't start. If your car won't start and it shows a number of the aforementioned signs, we may have a faulty ignition switch situation. Failed ignition switches account for about 7% of non-starting cases. And the last one is the faulty immobilizer. The immobilizer is an electrical device that is fitted with the motor that prevents car theft. It works by preventing the car from starting up when the wrong key is inserted into the ignition switch. This reduces the risk and frequency of car theft. When this immobilizer becomes faulty or the battery in your key fob is low, it can prevent the car from starting up even with the right key. In cases like this, you could try a spare key, and if it does not work, you might need to get a new car key. Faulty immobilizers account for 3% of non-starting scenarios. Other similar causes of non-starting include spark plug problems, engine timing belts, and timing chain issues, fuel pump and fuel intake issues, among many others. So, before we go, did you know that it is a criminal offense to drive around in a dirty car in Russia? If this is implemented into a law in Nigeria, I think it would do us a lot of good. There are so many dirty cars going around. Or maybe we should just move to Russia. What do you think? Thank you for listening.
The Autosparkle Show is proudly brought to you by Autosparkle, Africa's leading automotive detailing brand. Get familiar on www.myautosparkle.com. Autosparkle, always wow.